Good afternoon. That's a pretty wild ride. How you guys doing? Let me turn this down here. Welcome to the show. What's the next move? Well, we're trying to find out what we got here. Give us some time and let people pile in. Hi, beloved. Hi, Scotty boy. Good to see you. We give a few minutes before we pile into last night's results, and Scotty boy said he was going to do some work on our destination last night after he was going to bed. He was going to work on it, so we'll see if he's got anything. Hi, Crystal Shaman. Good to see you, hon. Much love. Hi, Ocean. Good to see you. Move where? Well, we're going to take a look at that. The EPA has banned big Berkey filters. Oh, wow. That's quite a move. This is a free chat as well, because these are about your responses and last night's show. So anybody that wants to come up and have a chat about it, that would be great. Ocean, you were there. Hey, Scotty boy, Karen, beloved. How are you doing? Didn't see you there, Karen. Puff, puff, pass. Smooches. Hi, AK. Good to see you. To my new home. Yeah, you're going to move to a new home? Nice. Well, maybe we can give you some hints as to which area you might want to move to or might not want to move to. Let's see here. Oh, some lighting issues. That's the cord issues. There we go, much better. Sitting in the dark. Been kind of more ill. Oh no. Oh, you might appreciate this then, Crystal. Here's a new device I've created. It has a good effect, especially on headaches. This was designed for Havana syndrome. So it's got a couple of nodules, 12-volt battery with some cat fur. So this has a good effect. I don't know if I could send you one or if you could make one. I showed a detailed close-up of it last night on the show. But I designed that around the cure for Havana syndrome. What's that? What has silver and pesticides in it? You lost me there, beloved. Yeah, drink a lot of water. Good water. Get that Berkey water. I use distilled water myself. Yeah, always more water. Okay, let's go back to this way. All right. Have to watch here. Oh, there's the ocean. Okay, how do I do this? There, I think I got it.
Trying the new system? Can you hear me?
Yeah. This is Restream.
Cool.
It's very much like StreamYard.
Cool.
All of the screens kind of reversed a little bit. Things are just in different areas, but it looks very much like it. It operates very much like it.
If it'll help you any, email me the link and I'll go ahead and download it so you can get the credit if it's anything like that.
Oh, I don't know if
that would help you. But yeah,
That's
I'll try it. Just send me the link and
yeah.
I'll try it.
Yeah, it's just because my mic wasn't working with StreamYard. They changed something with their programming, and my
Yeah,
mic stopped working with them.
I
So
was having all kinds of hell with StreamYard.
yeah,
I am.
yeah. So is Morgan. He's having trouble with it. His mic always screws up on it, but when he's on other chats, he does fine. You know,
Yeah.
it's
So something's up with
so
StreamYard. I don't know.
yeah. I had my mic in because I thought that was the problem. Checked the cords, everything was fine. So as soon as I changed what I was using, my voice just cleared up. Scotty Boy says it's good. He was complaining about it. Ugh, StreamYard, yeah. Dee's mic is kicking.
StreamYard.
Very loud, very clear. Good.
We're not using StreamYard anymore. So it's an X.
Yeah. Until they change the programming. You've got a little crackle in your voice, but it's
Oh,
not that
really?
bad.
Yeah, because every time somebody would come in, I would have to deal with the crackly voice, and it was pretty terrible. And then I couldn't hear them. Sometimes it was really turned down, and
Yeah.
sometimes there was echoes. It was just getting really bad. Hang on. Sorry. Let me turn that off.
Okay. You
Sorry
do
about
that.
that. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I'm cooking chicken, so it's just letting me know to
Oh,
turn
yeah.
it. So anyway, fried chicken coming over.
Nice.
Scotty's coming over. I know that. Scotty's coming over from fried. No, he's not. He eats plant.
I don't know.
Plant.
I don't know, Scotty. He just eats plants. I don't know.
I don't know. Does he? I'm not sure. I think he just eats plant. But it's okay. Eventually, they'll eat him in the end.
Yep. It's all
They'll eat us
circle.
all. Eventually, the plants will eat us. So, anyway,
Oops.
yeah. Oh, geez, okay. I'm multitasking, which is never a good look for me. What are we talking about?
Well, we're eventually at some point going to go over last night's
I
results.
wanted
There's
to
other
say
things to
something,
talk
but I
about
can't
too.
remember what it is.
Yeah, hold on one second. I need to grab a smoke over here. I left them all the way over on the other side of the room. I'm limited by my headphones on this thing, so.
No, I'm glad I could
Oh,
see
looks
here.
like Beloved is going to get you.
Cool.
He's going to come over for some chicken.
Cool.
Right on. Bring some of that. He made a whole shitload of mead. He can bring some of that.
Oh,
over
yeah. Hell yeah. Bring the mead, man. We have mead and fried chicken. Life is complete.
That's a good dinner.
Life is
That's a good
complete,
meal.
man. Okay. This is the first time I've made fried chicken like this, so I'm kind of testing. But it looks good. Anyway, okay, what did we view last night? We've been viewing a lot
Last
of things.
night was, yeah, the next move.
Oh, the next
was
move. That's what it was.
Yeah, for this fall. What are the banksters up to this fall?
Right.
I've got the show lined up so we can look at the responses people gave, and we can take a little bit of a deeper dive into those.
Right. Well,
Honey hooch, right, Scotty?
I had a kind of an episode just before 22, like on the day of 22. I believe it was 22 or 23. It was yesterday, the day, it was the equinox. And I was getting the same kind of feeling I was getting before 911. And it's interesting because a lot of the psychics I knew around 911 had some kind of sinus issue, flu issue, where their heads were kind of congested and they weren't, picking up anything.
Yep. Well, that's congruent with like the first responses here.
Yeah.
Something pre-antediluvian, battery stink.
Right.
Chloe seeing dashes. So it's some type of tech I think they're going to use, definitely.
So on 911, there was some kind of, and we know that they're coming up with a new disease, okay, just to spring on the population. So we already know. And we know, okay, so we already know, or at least I did, that at 911,
Hi, Michelle.
they put this out partly to confuse anybody who could see what was coming. Although some of us still did, but all I could see was dark cloud. Well, I was nervous that whole summer before that happened. That whole summer, and I was seeing things and telling some of my friends. Now, this time I woke up with that feeling again, but I wasn't seeing very much. So I called Gemini. And when I called Gemini, she had the stuffy head thing. She had the, you know, she just been feeling something was wrong but couldn't see. I think they have been doing things so we can't see it coming, to try to keep us from seeing it coming. But then when we talked together, we started talking about it. Now the thing is we put out some vibe because it looked like something was going to be done for WW3 in order to try and start that, because they need an emergency in order to screw up the election, have everybody home. You know, a lot of people are not putting up with the whole I'm going to stay home because it's a mandate. You know, they're not putting up with that. They got to do something more extreme. But
Let's hope so.
But they, well, a lot of them are not. Although I got to say, unfortunately, I found out some in my building sure are still under the delusion. But
there's many around
yeah.
here. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are still delusional.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still cracking.
So
yeah, your voice is cracked.
Oh darn! I'm sorry about that. I can't do anything.
Oh, Beloved says it's annoying. Okay.
Right. So maybe I'll just be really brief. Okay.
Drop out and come back in.
I'll try.
If that fixes it.
Let's see, that starts, but we'll find out. Yeah.
So we had D Ocean's comment was next. I see an older man with a white beard and mustache standing by the sea. I know we got Arizona in there too. Big fish like a shark. Pamela Jean. Getting on a bus, Scotty Boy. Scotty Boy's on the little bus. Dolly Belfer says like a pretzel. Like a pretzel. All tied up. Trey, something that ties to Arizona, Sonoma. Hints of Vlad, Nox Arcana character. Huh. So it is some type of tech that they're probably going to use. What's that link? Let's see. See if it's any better. Void channel. Okay.
Hi. Any better?
Hi, Mr. Obvious. Yeah, it is actually. Sounds better.
Okay, great. So anyway, we talked it over. It was something I kept seeing something with Putin addressing people, not in like around a table, but people like there was some kind of conference or something. I saw it led back to us. It led back to Washington. And all we could really get out of it, and really had the time, because really we didn't have much time. There was stuff going on, is that they're trying to do something to provoke it again. Okay, to provoke Putin again to where he has to do something to maintain, you know, his face, to save face, because they're going to try and provoke something. Okay, so we put out Vibe to thwart that, like almost immediately, and told some on the network, you know, put out the Vibe, whatever this is, we've got to shut this down. So there was something that was due for yesterday. Everybody was talking about something for the 23rd, something for the 23rd. What I think happened is I think we managed to shut it down.
Yeah.
Because nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's the energy of talk. It's the energy of exposure.
Yes.
You know, that's our key to winning. we're getting ahead of these things now.
Yes,
We
exactly.
were behind all the time. Now we're getting ahead of them,
hmm And now you
which
were saying that
is
last night, and that's why I had to come in. I said, yeah, absolutely, 100%. That's exactly what's happening. We're kind
yeah.
of picking up on it in time to shut it
Mhm.
down. And we are the white hats, folks. If you don't believe that we are actually the white hats in that, and they act like that's some rarefied, oh, the white hats. Guess what? If you're working on this, you're
I
a
like
white
that
hat.
thought. Yeah,
You
we
are
are
one.
the white
We are the
hats.
white hats. We are. We're part
Hi,
of
Paul
that.
from Newcastle.
So just wanted to say congrats everybody who I mentioned it to, who put in a thought and help this shut down. We're going to shut down the rest if we can. We're definitely
Yep,
going to try, and let's do it, man. Let's do it because we got the power.
yep,
We do. The next looks like the next big thing is going to be maybe they're talking about October 3rd or 4th,
yeah.
something coming down the pike. If we can see what that's going to be exactly, or maybe even not exactly, we might still be able to thwart that.
Yeah, they've always got something on the go, anyways.
Yeah,
So,
they've always got something going. But and you know what? It's the stupid ones. I'm sorry, but the really smart ones are gone. They took off because they know it's over.
well, they died too. Like
Yeah.
they're old. The smart ones were the old ones. They set up
Yeah,
the
the really
system.
old ones. Yeah.
Yeah, like the last of them are like what's his name down there, Kissinger. You know, he's one of the last of
hmm
the ones that was really
The old
uh,
dinosaurs.
yeah, the old dinosaurs, the creators of the plan, right?
Well, I'm
These new
talking
people,
about back even beyond that, but I'm
yeah,
talking about outside of that even, but the ones that were
mm-hmm,
controlling them with the hand up their butt.
mm-hmm,
But yeah, that they're gone. They're eliminated. Let's just put it that way to save confusion.
yeah. I know we've got a
And
bunch of incompetents
yeah,
doing
and
the
we got a
job right
bunch of
now.
incompetence. And they're doing their thing, what they think they need to be doing, but they're not doing it very well, and we're seeing it, and they're screwing up right and left.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
and you can see that. It's just obvious.
There's a lot of groups working on predicting what they're doing. There's a lot of people going through papers. There's groups like us, remote viewing and astral traveling to try and see what's going on and predict it. We're doing a great job, guys. We
And we're
are.
doing it. We're
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah. That's the
You bet we are. And I'm so proud of all of you.
yeah.
I'm so proud of us. I'm so proud of all of you. I'm proud of us. And I am so happy to be a part of this. It's like, yay, one of these days we're going to be telling the young people, we were there fighting for the resistance. Yeah.
Yeah, we're the ones speaking out. You guys here, you're speaking out. You know, that's
Mhm.
energy added to our system, not theirs.
That's right.
So
So
let's see what they're doing here. They're moving on to your comment was older man with a white beard and mustache standing by the sea. Is that the old men on their way out? Is that what that is?
I'm I'm not sure. I got a feeling that may have represented I had a feeling he had something to do with the ocean, the waters.
Hmm.
Like maybe they had some way to make a tsunami.
Tsunami wave. Yeah,
And yeah,
they u-
maybe
they
that
do they do use the oceans with the weather weapons.
right.
They heat them up with chemtrails and their HARP weapons, and create all the moisture to create their weather weapons.
Right. That's what I think. I think they're using the ocean as part of their weapon.
Yeah,
And that's I think what that was, but you guys may have different thoughts on what that
Pamela
is.
Jean
So
got a Pamela Jean right next got a big fish like a shark.
mhm.
So, you
There's
know,
water again, the
yeah,
ocean.
there's water reference. Scotty
and
Boy getting
danger.
on a bus. But a lot of these are like the energies, I think, that they're using.
Yeah.
Spinning wheel, says Mary.
Yeah,
Spinning,
that would
yeah,
be maybe what, a storm.
yeah. I think I intuitively pulled up a tornado because I think that's what they're going to do. I was asking other people, do tornadoes typically happen in the fall in
Not
the States?
typical.
No.
No, because I live in tornado country.
Yeah, that's usually a spring thing, isn't it?
That's spring and summer.
Yeah.
It
So,
can happen, but not usual.
yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
So if one happens, it's very suspicious.
Yeah. So, spinning wheel, we got waves hitting side of a mountain, and there's a lighthouse in the background from Tex-Mex. So, yeah, it could be energy waves, could be waves of the atmosphere, electric waves. Chloe backs it up with a golden glow again. What do you mean again, Chloe? I don't know if she's here. Dolly with a house like a pretzel. House like a pretzel, Dolly. Venice houses in-water boats. Oh,
On it.
oh, okay. I wonder if I wonder if they're trying to fill up the states again. You guys, a lot of the states is under sea level, isn't it? A good portion of it.
Yeah, a lot of it is the flat land in the middle of the nation.
What would that do?
And the edges, a lot of that, like Florida would be submerged. Yeah.
Is there like a basin in the middle that could be filled up?
Yeah, there are some flatlands in the middle that are below sea level. And then of course there's there are places in the Grand Canyon. Yeah, there are places that are below sea level. So if it would rise high enough, it would come inland.
Well, if they could just bring in the water through a
Yeah.
storm, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know if that's possible now. If something happened with the Great Lakes
If they
or
could
the rivers.
yeah, if they could get enough weight in water
Mhm.
on the continent, they could push it down and cause uplifting in other places, cracking.
Well, if there's a tsunami, of course, the coastal regions are the first to go.
Yeah,
If there's, and yeah, New Orleans, that would mean we'd be in danger. The places we'd be in danger of losing would be places like Florida, and New Orleans, because
yeah,
they're below. New Orleans is below sea level anyway. They have to have pumps to pump it out. That's why Katrina was so bad.
yeah. We got references to Arizona. I don't know if that's below sea level or not.
I think there are places in Arizona. Yeah.
That'd be hard to hit with a tsunami.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would be harder.
That's why I'm thinking of trying to fill up some areas or something, because of Isabella has Venice houses in water boats. That's kind of an interesting waves from Tex-Mex hitting the side of a mountain.
Okay, we keep getting water. I'm sorry, they're going to try a tsunami.
Some type of water event, yeah.
Water event, something like a tsunami or
Ollie's got a collapsing dam. And in Arizona, or by Arizona, isn't there that dam?
Yeah.
Isn't it the Hoover?
Yeah, we do have places out in the desert that were below that there are still shells and different things from when it was the seafloor.
Mm-hmm.
So, and definitely in the Grand Canyon. So we do have places that would be, if it got that far inland, if it would push that far inland, yeah, they'd be filling up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now that would maybe be good for the coastal states because they'd be taking a lot of that water, and not a whole lot lives there. I mean, there are things that live there, of course, in the desert, but
Death Valley is
not very many people.
So Mr. Obvious says Death Valley, Bonneville, Salt Flats, and all underwater.
Yep. And the Ohio Valley, unfortunately,
Ooh,
which
yeah.
is very beautiful. Our Ohio Valley might get it if, depending on how it goes.
No tsunami for California, says Dolly.
California, maybe. Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
High
California's at
elderberry.
risk.
Wonder if they could do it in the Gulf. Put one off in the Gulf.
California and
Hi,
all
hi,
of the
Danny.
coastal states.
Yeah. Depends on which side they come from, or what they're doing.
Yeah, depending on how they're doing it.
So I always
And
thought a good plan would be to inundate the middle of the U.S. with water because they've fracked all up the middle of the U.S. and it
yeah,
could
they
pretty much
fracked
be
it up all
free.
right.
It could be free floated right into the Gulf of Mexico, right from where I am all the way down to Mexico, well, to Florida. Just slide that right into the Gulf of Mexico because they've fracked all the underlying strata. So that's all powdery now and like shale, broken
Believe me, I'm
shale,
not happy about what they've been doing along those lines. They're fracking freaking frackers.
right?
But yeah, unfortunately, we're kind of honeycombed under there. We got all those tunnels. I know we
San
got
Joaquin
underground
Valley.
tunnels now.
They got
That
lots of
could work.
underground places.
That could work against them.
China's been flooding. Hmm.
Hmm.
Don't want to hear either. Hey, Seeker, how you doing? They've drilled for it to happen. I think so. Fracked Texas to heck, yeah. And they really haven't fracked on the outside of the continent. A lot of the like California, they don't frack in. Not much in New York really, although my area it's bad. Uh,
No, they do other stuff to New York.
yeah,
But you got to remember, New York City is different from New York State, and in New York State, there's a lot of different. It's different
hmm,
territory. It's actually beautiful countryside in some places. New York City is just the city, so
yeah. So yeah, it does look like water. Water.
looks like it's going to be water. Yeah,
Uh,
and it could be exacerbated by a storm though, or something spinning like a hurricane, like
yeah,
a.
we did have the spinning wheel up here. Uh, waves, golden glow, and we got offshore stuff. So it seems like there might be chemtrailing involved, or HARP weaponry, or some type of weaponry. Certainly weather weaponry.
Yeah.
Um,
In which
Mary got
case, we kind
Mary
of got a
got
beat on that.
yeah. Fairy folk, we can affect the weather weapons. That's for sure. Go back,
Yes, we certainly can,
yeah.
and
Pamela
we
Jean
will, and
says
we are.
the Gobekli Tepe or something like that ancient structure. I don't know if you guys have anything like that down there because we're really concentrating on the states. Unless there's some larger. I wonder if there's like a larger structure we can't even see.
We have stuff that is in um, the Grand Canyon that we're not allowed to see.
Yeah. So you said non-humans looks almost cartoon.
Yeah,
Hmm.
not that there were non-humans involved, and they didn't eat. They they looked almost like cartoons to me. They didn't look. They looked just barely like humanoid type features, but not as detailed as us. Maybe would be a way to put it. Odd looking creatures. Okay. Kind of with the same, 5 appendages, but
Yeah.
yeah, not really. I don't know what they were. It was really fast. It was like a blur. So they were kind of blurry, whatever they were. They might have been lizard people, though. I don't know.
Water jet images, Dolly says. Yeah, water below maybe. That made me think of that there, Danny.
I'm
Yeah.
going to hang around and listen to these fine people who had their for a minute, but I'm thinking. I'm trying to think back
Yeah.
on. I'm trying
Yeah.
to pull in more.
Yeah. Take your time. We should take a look at it again.
Yeah.
Now let's take a moment and we'll take a look at that again. Furry fruit. I thought of the Tasmania devil when I read that. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's take a moment and take a look again, guys, and see what you see. Now you know the target and what you saw. Remember what you saw. And those of you who weren't there, you can just take a look and see what you see. Oh, okay. I'm seeing like two moons around the planet. So I wonder if the extra world help might be something with the tides.
Oh. You know, there are ships that are huge.
Yeah, they could act as a new moon.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hmm. Baby owl and red dirt. Hmm.
Well, owls are associated with abductions.
Okay.
So it could be symbolic. I don't know.
Yeah. Turning the page to darkness, says Dolly. The Green Man.
Green Man
Hi.
is a personification of nature.
Here we go. B. Freeman, seismic hexa egg center. So there's some seismology happening. The
And we know
Green
they can
Man.
screw with that.
Yeah. View from observation decks, says Karen Lynn. Huge shiny metal building is what you said next. Where was that building?
I got a feeling like it was some high-tech place. It was some place that created some kind of tech.
Hmm.
Is what I was getting from that. It's some kind of shiny place where they make a lot of AI and electronics and stuff like that.
Okay.
Is what I was getting from that. That was the feeling.
Holes in the shapes of sides of old movie reels. Okay. So there's an old movie reel and it's got those hole shapes all the way around it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Spaceship, maybe? I don't know. Time dripping into confusion.
I know that some of the stuff I get when I get images, sometimes it's not literal. It's just to describe. Like when I saw Max's brush heart shaped because he loves it.
Well,
It's more symbolic. So we might also want to look at the symbolic meaning of some of these things.
let's see some of your comments here. Seeker of Truth said, earthquakes. I see felt the wind getting sucked out of me with that destination, says Dolly. Earthquake, Seeker of Truth. See anybody else got anything in? Remember to put it in all caps, guys. If you haven't looked, take a look for a couple seconds. Should only take a couple seconds. Leaning energy tower. Okay. Dolly was not having a good feeling about it last night. No, it's not a good destination. It's not a fun destination. Hi, Trey.
No, it was not fun.
Shoshan Indian Reservation. that under sea level too?
I don't know.
God only knows what I truly see. Well,
Somebody
yeah.
needs to Google that.
Let's see here. Idaho and Wyoming. Let's see if they have a map of it. So the eastern shore is in Wyoming. The northern shore is, that's interesting. Eastern Shoshone in Wyoming. Northern Shoshone, southern Idaho. Western Shoshone, Nevada, northern Utah. And the Goshute, western Utah and eastern Nevada. Let's see. So it is a plain. Shoshone is a word for high growing grasses. Okay. Grass house people, they called them. They called themselves Nui, meaning the people. Melons on a search melons on a mermaid. Oh God. We did that last night. Boobs are natural. She was a beautiful mermaid. Okay. We're on to boobs now. Beloved got nothing. So that would probably be a lowland area.
Oh, Scotty and his fetishes. Yeah, came in with his boobs. And it wouldn't let me
Yeah.
type boobs. It's funny. I'm
That's
like,
weird.
yeah, that's odd.
I don't know why it
That's
does that.
kind of innocuous. I don't know.
And you even have moderator status, don't you? You should be able to type
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want. You know, you should be able to
Mm-hmm.
swear and everything. Shouldn't be a problem.
I kept making it books. So, kept changing it and I kept changing it back. And so I don't know what's going on there. Are they infiltrating worse than we thought, or what's going on? Hey, you guys, I get some kind of an award. When I was making chicken, I mixed up the baking soda with the cornstarch. So my chicken is coated with baking soda and breading now. Boy, does it taste funny.
Sounds all
Oh,
right.
dear. I screwed up. But it's funny, though.
Could be a little
But,
salty.
oh, it's weird tasting.
Okay.
I screwed it up.
You have to try
But, oh,
again.
yeah, I'll have to try it again. If at first you don't succeed, but that's just, I should have looked closer, but it said Argo, so I'm used to that being baking equivalent to
Yeah.
being cornstarch.
Looks like
Yeah.
Danny says, she says Utah gets an incoming. That's, I guess, what she saw. Scotty saw boobs.
Of course you did.
The Shoshone Indian tribe. Where is that?
Shoshone Indian tribe.
Let me take on
I wish
maps
I
here.
knew. I'm not that good. Not that up on that.
We can search on maps, maybe. Okay. Let's share this. Doesn't have an outlying border, but it does show you where it is. What do we have there right in the middle? Salt Lake City.
Oh, Salt Lake City?
So that probably, being Salt Lake, probably was
Is
under sea
low.
level. It's got to
Hmm.
be low. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
John Levy is from there. He's the
Idaho.
one that does the mud flood stuff. He's
Yeah,
always talking about the stuff that, oh wow, you know what?
and
One of
there's
the ways
Utah.
that they hide all of the stuff that we need to see to know what happened in our history is by flooding the area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd
They
work.
did that in various places. They flooded the area, put a dam there or something so it would flood and we couldn't see what was under there.
Yeah,
And it couldn't be excavated. Well, it looks like maybe that, yeah. And there's a lot of stuff out there at Salt Lake City that's very incriminating evidence type stuff.
yeah. Where's Arizona here? Yeah, that's the same area.
Uh-huh.
Arizona. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, John
So
Levy. We got to warn. I'll warn John Levy.
they are going to probably flood this area.
Yeah, they're going to try and flood it. Of course, it doesn't have to work.
No, there is runoff areas, right? But if they can inundate it fast enough, that's where you'll run
Yeah,
into trouble, right?
yeah,
If they
that's
could
where
get
the
enough,
problem's going to
if they
be.
could get enough water on there, they could actually affect the landmass and move it down, and cause problems that way. I don't know if that's how far they want to
Well,
go
they
with
just
it.
bury it. Burying things in water is bad enough. I
It
mean,
is. It is.
we know what happens during a mud flood. If it's enough to cause a mud
Yeah.
flood, we
Now,
know what happens
let's
exactly.
in political terms, are these areas politically right or left?
Oh, I'm not sure about. Well, I would think Utah. You know what? I don't even know. I'm sorry.
Does anybody in chat
I'm
know?
not that political.
I'm not familiar with
Arizona.
but I do remember when I did look at a map of the
Well,
areas that were
Arizona.
like blue and red. Generally, the blue was in the middle, and the red was on the outside. I think that's how, or the
Mhm.
red was in the middle. One of the other ways, your country seems to be divided into three bands of
Yeah.
liberal, conservative, and then liberal. Conservative in the middle, liberal on the outside.
Yeah. If we get a
And it does look like they're attacking the middle of the U.S. there with that.
hmm.
Oh, I
Well, I
didn't.
know that the coastal areas, some
Sorry. There
like
we go.
California, is definitely blue.
Sorry, I wasn't showing that. This is what I was looking at. This area right here is where the reserves are. In this area up
And
here,
other reserves, middle of the U.S.
right?
Well, they could get water in that far if it was bad
Yeah,
enough. Yeah.
but it looks like this area would be under sea level.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, it would.
and the rest of this area kind of. I don't know if Kansas is, but this certainly is Salt Lake
Kansas
City
is
right
flat as a
there.
pancake. Kansas is very flat. Yeah, it'll
Yeah,
probably be.
yeah. And here's
And
where
it's
Salt
also
Lake
where a
is.
lot of food comes from. A lot of these places are places where food come from, and we know that they're trying Hunger Games.
Yeah. So yeah, if they could wipe out all this area around here, that would be.
Yeah, they could wipe out the breadbasket, then we're in
Yeah,
trouble. Yeah.
yeah. Because if they could do something to the landmass around it, They could hit up all the way up to Nebraska, Wyoming, maybe even South Dakota, all the way down to pretty much Arizona, or even into Mexico, Texas for sure.
Wow.
And they've fracked this area from New York, in my area here, all the way down over Missouri, Indiana, Illinois, Alabama, all these,
They've been tracking
Kentucky.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that area is primed for slippage to be moved around. Even if you just vibrated it enough, you could probably create liquefaction and bury everything.
Mhm. Not now. Fortunately for Ohio, and one of the reasons I go ahead and stay here, even though Ohio is not an easy state to live in, is that it's not prone to earthquakes. At least it's not prone to fire. It's very wet, so they can't burn it. So they have to do something else.
Yeah.
So in the wetlands, they're not going to get a Lahaina type event. But what they have been doing is chemical spills all over the
Yeah.
place in Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah, they've had other ones too, other places.
Yeah.
For some reason, my chat's not keeping up. That happened last night too.
Yeah. And then they try to do tornadoes here, but we keep telling the tornadoes to
Yeah.
no, thanks. Thank
Yeah.
you, but you go on somewhere else. Okay, honey. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I don't. They want them to be really bad, but they haven't managed that yet. So
No, and they
that's because
won't on my
no,
watch.
no.
They won't on my watch. No, the weather loves me. You know what? Actually, the cloud people and the elementals, they love me. And it's funny because Dan Winter, who is talks really deep. I mean, it's even a stretch for me sometimes to follow Dan Winter when he talks about stuff, but he talks about plasma phase conjugation and so on and so forth. But he says when you see a shaman driving a storm, you have to know that the storm fell in love with them. That's why it's moving the way that the shaman wants it to. And you know what? I have to concur. What I do is I send it a lot of love, and maybe that's a good way to describe it. And so for those of you who are trying to mitigate the weather, send it a lot of love.
Yep.
Tell it how beautiful it is, how much you appreciate its efforts to clear away all the negativity, but you don't really need that yourself.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You can go out to the ocean and clear some area there,
Mm-hmm. It was interesting that he said that because otherwise he gets very technical.
Yeah.
When he said fall in love, and they're like, oh, he knows. That's what it is. It's like, because then they come back with this like, oh, we love you,
Yeah.
It's true. So I don't exactly understand that, but okay.
Yeah. Now they've got the conditions for it too, to create storms, because I've heard that this winter is going to be an El Nino winter. So they'll have the warmth that they need to create these storms. We just have to steer them in the right direction. That's all.
Right. I wouldn't mind if Washington, like, just sort of something happened there.
Yeah.
I would. I'm not going to send it that way, but I'm going to say, hey, if it's
well, that's the course that storms do take. They go up the coast, right? So
yeah, they go up the coast, so it really wouldn't be, really wouldn't be that much of a stretch if we wanted.
Yeah, they got hit with that hurricane a few years ago that flooded a lot of New York.
If we wanted to get offensive, we probably could do that,
No, I live next to New York. I like it. Leave New York.
Yeah, I love New York, really. I love New York State. I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, New York City is a different place, but You know.
My dad loved New York City, and actually, it was pretty cool at one time.
Yeah, it could be again.
And it could be again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure he would be. Well, I can vouch for a fact that he's not happy about what's happened in New York. Yeah, it's terrible. The way that they are really spoiling the place. I mean, they're really junking up the place. They're chewing up the place, and hey, they are really junking up our home.
Yeah.
We have every right to say, hey, cut it out, and make them stop.
The sun has been intense. Yeah, we're on an 11-year high cycle right now. So, yeah, the sun drives a lot of this, and they try to say we do. But if they want to get rid of CO2, we're almost at the levels right now. We're pretty much at extinction level for CO2. Like if we get much lower, the plants that we have won't be able to breathe properly. So that's why Cuba is putting up CO2 emitters over the rainforest. I think it's Cuba or one of those South American countries. Actually,
Oh boy.
Yeah, they had to. They're putting up CO2 emitters so that they can increase the amount of foliage in the rainforest there.
Wow.
Giant towers, hundreds of meters tall.
Breathe faster, guys.
Yeah. And Bill Gates wants to bury the trees underground.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah.
You know,
Smart.
you know it's a snake eating its own tail, right? So
What freaking planet is he from anyway? Or
I don't know.
do you want to know?
But yeah, the atmosphere had up to 20% of CO2. We only have 0.4% right now. So we could really use to go up to like 1%. That would actually be pretty good.
Oh, I'm doing my part. I'm breathing as fast as I can. So
there's no real evidence that would change the temperature that much. So
no,
but it would help plants grow. But it would help plants grow a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, the temperature is going to be changing. It's in the middle of a change. There's nothing we can do in that regard. In part of it, we can delay the inevitable.
Yeah. Well, the only constant is change. We used to be able to grow grapes in Greenland, but you can't now. So.
But we might again.
Yeah, maybe. I hope so.
That'd be nice.
Hey, we'll open up all those methane pockets. You know, Russia would start thawing out, and all those gases would go up into the atmosphere, making our atmosphere thicker, protecting us from cosmic rays and stuff and radiation.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we'd be a little healthier and live a little longer.
Here's the thing. It's not that bad if we thaw out, folks.
No, it's a good thing.
Not really.
It's a good thing. We need those gases.
Yeah. It's the season. Okay. We're in the season we're going into summer. Okay. We're going into solar summer.
Yeah, I think it's a cycle. Like when the atmosphere gets too thin, I think it just, it's got to start bleeding off. Just like, you warm up an ice cube, it's going to start melting and putting off gases and water. And when the earth gets too hot, she puts off some gases and water, and there you go. So,
my friend Paul was telling me he saw some kind of a nature program. It was talking about this little plant in the Arctic. I think it was in the Arctic. That was actually generating heat. This little organism.
Cool.
And he's like, well, wait a minute. If this is, and that they've just found it recently, what if, the planet has ways of heating it up at certain times?
Yeah.
When it's time. I mean, when it's a certain season. I mean, It has ways. The Earth keeps telling me if we'd only learn her systems, we'd all be very happy and abundant and prosperous and healthy.
Well, yeah, we shift growing zones and stuff like that when it happens, and just get
Yeah.
just get ready for it to happen. You know.
Yeah. Instead, be proactive instead of just going, "Oh my God, it's a disaster." It's like
Yeah,
well, it
because
doesn't
they
have to
know
be a
what's
disaster.
happening with the sun just as well as we do. You know.
Oh yeah,
And they
I'm
probably know
sure.
the cycles even better, you know. So that's how they become such soothsayers. Oh my God, this is going to happen. The moon is going to disappear, you know, or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like, you know,
You
that's how
know,
they trick us.
it's such a big con job.
Yeah, and this is just part of the con job. You know, we used to sacrifice virgins for the weather god. Remember all those stories?
Yeah.
You know, oh, we have to
I
have good
wonder what really
crops.
became of some of those virgins, but anyway, I wonder about that.
Well, in Nordic cultures, they weren't virgins for very long.
No.
Uh, but yeah, I don't know. It's they know these cycles and they're just using it to con
And
people.
abusing it.
Yeah,
And they don't care about Earth being popular. As a matter of fact, I think they would rather have Earth depopulated, that we're kind of troublesome. And so, if it's going to make us be not around to stand up to them, then I guess they're going to be happy about that.
yeah.
They're
If
going
we
to
could,
crack away.
apparently everybody on the planet could fit into Texas with an acre or two of land.
That would
So
be very easy for them to control.
yeah, so you know they got to drive. They want to drive us into cities so they can inoculate us and take us out one by one slowly. I don't know why.
15-minute cities.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's happy with that. They ain't nobody, no
No.
regular citizen that wants to really see that.
Oh, people are taking down the barriers. They're not putting up with it. Thankfully, they tried it here in Canada, up in I think it was Oshawa, just north of Toronto, and I don't think it went too well. I didn't hear anything about it after the initial talk of it being implemented. So I don't think it went very well. Otherwise, they would have touted it as a success story. You know.
I gotta ask you though, the weird thing is that the person who tried to mail Trump anthrax was Canadian, actually.
Oh yeah.
And her problem was she shipped it across. Boy, not very bright either. Not only was it across state lines, it was international lines. And of course, she got found out. But that was a long time ago. But then the guy who beat Pelosi's husband on the head with a hammer turns out to be a Canadian. I'm like, I thought Canadians were so nice. What's up with you guys? There's something going on here. You're not telling me what. That's weird, man. I'm like, Canadians are usually so polite. It was well, he
Well,
did.
we're polite, but you know where everybody, all the troops were sent to Canada to be taught our training for the wars. We like to punch and stuff.
So you'll politely hit people on the head with a hammer.
Oh yeah,
Pardon me, whap.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We'll be
Which
nice
was
about
actually kind of how it happened. If you ever saw, did you see the clip?
it.
The police were there already. The police were there. The police were watching.
Yeah.
And they're at the door. And, Paul is there. Paul Pelosi is there at the door.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And with the hammer, his hand and the other guy's hand, both on the hammer. And then the guy goes, "Oh no, don't," and then the guy somehow got out away from Paul and smacked him in the head right in the middle of the cops.
Yeah. It all seemed like very cordial, right?
Yeah, it was very cordial. It was very,
Yeah.
no, everything is fine.
Don't be upset. Everything's fine. I'm just going to smack this guy on the head with a hammer.
Yeah.
It's just something that has to be done. That's all.
Just we're having fun. It's the new thing in Canada. We smack people in the head with a hammer, and then suddenly they like Trudeau. Suddenly they're no more problem for Trudeau. And then they're thinking right. So I think maybe Canadians are getting tired of being too damn nice, though. In some cases,
Oh, yeah.
maybe
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what's happening.
Yeah. No, we do like to throw down. There's no problem with that. That doesn't mean that we're not nice,
Nice about it.
but we we,
Pardon
we,
me.
we do like to throw down. So
Put up your dukes.
it's more like a sport than anything
It's
really.
more like a sport. Yeah, it's like, hey, we know these guys can wield a hockey
Haven't you
stick.
seen hockey?
Hell yeah, we can put them out there with hockey sticks and to
Yeah.
heck with swords.
Well, we just
We don't need
we
swords.
don't use the hockey sticks. We drop the sticks and we just start punching each
HE
other.
double hockey sticks.
You don't use the stick. That's illegal. You got to
That
punch
that
the
should
guy.
be that should be a slogan. HE double hockey sticks to them. Give them
Well,
HE double hockey sticks.
we used to say that when we were kids.
Yeah.
HE double hockey
It's
sticks.
like, and then you have this little picture of a guy,
Hi,
with his
Chloe.
hockey stick. Anyway, that's kind of funny. I'm hoping getting ideas for,
Yeah,
but yeah,
we've infiltrated everywhere. We infiltrated Hollywood. Yeah.
you've infiltrated Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm
A lot of your
sorry. So you're
a lot of your favorite actors are Canadian, eh?
yeah, that's
You
true,
just
eh?
don't know. You just don't know it.
True, eh? Like Captain Kirk
Most
was
people just don't
Canadian, eh?
know. Yeah. Yeah.
And remember Dark Shadows. And that was a very big program around the same time period. Jonathan Frid, the lead vampire, was Canadian.
Yeah.
We had a lot of Canadians.
I live in a Canadian city that's rejected CRT, masking. We've rejected pretty much everything in this city. And we have a sellout globalist WEF mayor. So we're in a bad spot, but we're still winning. It's
I'm proud of you, boys. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, they're just saying
Standing
no
up
here.
to them people.
Yeah, they're just saying no here. It's great. And we live beside one of the biggest sellout cities in Canada, Toronto, which is a total leftist haven. That was supposed to be the first smart city in Canada, but they couldn't come up with the money. So it fell
Take
through.
me down to the sellout city where they treat you wrong. And
I think it was too corrupt. People started taking the money and running. So I think they ran out of money that way. Too many people putting it in their pockets.
Well, yeah, eventually that kind of system implodes sort of on its own. And I think
the greed gets in there and it takes over.
Well, we're seeing that in our cities. We're seeing it in our big cities. LA is toast. New York is toast.
Oh yeah, people are just leaving those places in droves, though. So
yeah, so
they can't survive long. Their tax dollars are drying up.
Yeah, they're taxed. Oh, and now we've got the mayor in New York. Oh, we need more money for all of these aliens that you're sending up here to this sanctuary state. It's like, hey, you're the ones who said you were a sanctuary state. So we're giving you people who are requesting sanctuary.
Yeah.
Where's your beef?
Yeah, they want to keep them in Texas. So that's the idea.
Just keep all the X's in Texas.
Just put them all in Texas. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, we've said that everybody on the planet could fit in Texas. So, why not, right?
Sure, of course. Well, that's one way to get rid of all the rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
Is develop them out of existence. They won't need any more rattlesnake roundups. But I don't think that's really good for the environment. See, we got a problem here, folks. When it comes to candidates, we've got one who is horrendous for the economy. Absolutely, and he and not that he really cares about, not that they
Bidenomics
really,
is working great.
oh
Bidenomics is
yeah,
working
it's
great.
working
Just
great.
disclaimer. She's
Yeah, the
talking
disclaimer is
nonsense.
I'm talking about somebody else, you know that.
Absolute
I'm
nonsense.
talking about Elon's settlement on Mars. The sock puppet that's running Mars, life on Mars is, yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So we got some people that are touting green, but yeah, well, you're right. I shouldn't. Well, no names.
I'm
We
just
got some
joking.
people that are touting green, but they don't really care about that. They're just spending money. They're
Yeah. The green agenda is totally
right.
a fraud. I'll
And
get a
then
disclaimer. I'll get a disclaimer under my video. I'll put one of those blue things under my video.
we've got another guy who's very popular, who's very good with the economy, but hard on the environment. And it's and those are the two big those are the fronts right now. Those are the two big fronts. We got other people. We got Ramaswamy.
Oh, he's a sellout.
He is. I don't trust him.
He's totally in. He's
But he
totally
is
in
fun
on
to
the.
watch.
Yeah, he's saying some really cool stuff which we can use.
Oh yeah.
But he's totally in. Do not trust him.
No.
His connections go deep. Yeah, just like the rest of them. We're being offered a savior, right? They've controlled both sides. We're being offered the savior. We'll see how that goes.
Bobby K. Jr.
We'll never get him.
He's
because
hopeful, but
he's probably real. He's probably for real.
Mm-hmm. They're already trying to kill him.
Oh yeah, they're never going to have him up for election.
He's not going to live that long.
He will. The only way that'll happen is if he runs independent, which would be good for Trump.
It would be fine.
That would be good for Trump because that would peel apart the Democratic vote.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Frankly, we're like, I don't know how this is going, but I don't know how this is going.
If you want Trump, then that'd be a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Right now in my car,
I don't trust Trump, but
there are some things I would trust him with. I would trust him with the economy. I wouldn't trust him with the
We have to keep our eyes on these people. That's what we've learned over the past years. Is that,
we know.
Letting them do what they want is not not conducive to the reality that we want.
Yeah, the way they do things. The only thing is that he was. Now the thing about him is he was making peace all over the place.
Yeah, we didn't have war. Trump. We've reviewed Trump, and it wasn't a bad experience. Same with Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get a bad experience out of them. That doesn't mean that they're not evil. It could just mean that what they think they're doing is good, because we're looking at the self perspective, right?
Yeah, because really, I think whenever I read Trump, he thinks he's doing the right thing. Whatever it is he's doing, he thinks he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So whether it is the right thing or not, I don't know, but he's doing it. He thinks he is.
He's said a lot of the right things. That's very important.
He's also been very humanitarian. He was the first one down to East Palestine. I think he would have been in Lahaina if he wasn't tied up with trial stuff.
Yeah. I've said that before too, beloved. If you don't vote, if you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain. That's kind of my opinion of it. If you don't vote, then you haven't participated, right? Which is fine. You want non-participation in this system, but that's not going to happen at the moment. We have to change the system so that non-participation is actually a thing.
Both parties are still part of the same monster.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really an orphan. I'm not Democratic or Republican. I'm neither one.
Yeah. Do you vote?
I haven't always, but I will be this time.
Yeah.
But I'm going to consider extremely carefully if
No,
I
the
do
vote is,
bother to vote, because I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not even sure that that's going to be
well,
that that's even still.
voting is just an opinion. Okay. That's
Yeah.
all it's for. It doesn't actually have anything to do with who gets selected.
Mhm.
In
Um,
both systems, in the Canadian and the American, you guys have the electoral college that actually
yeah,
selects the president.
that's
We
what I was
have
going to say
the
next.
ministers and MPs in Canada. They select
Hmm.
the prime minister. The vote is just to fool us into thinking that we
Have
actually have a
some kind of
say,
power, yeah.
but it does tell them what we think. You
Yeah.
know,
Which
it
is,
does kind of give.
why? Yeah, the popular vote, remember, and we've had elections where the popular vote was different from the electoral college, but
Yeah,
electoral college takes precedent.
yeah.
What does that tell you? Hmm.
Yep. So, they say that every president has been planned out, and it seems like it has, whether, at least from the Bushes on, for sure, that all seems quite directed.
I would say so. Unfortunately, we've got, I'm not sure though. I think Don
Right, Amber?
kind of surprised some people, or they wouldn't be or they wouldn't be hitting him so hard. The thing that makes me think that there might be something good about him is that he is getting so hard ridden hard and put away wet.
Yeah, there's a couple people now that are getting ridden hard. Russell Brand, Elon
Yeah.
Musk, uh, uh, of course, Trump. So, are these advocates? Are these our true advocates, or are they controlled opposition? Right? Do we have to see them go down before we back them? I don't know. That's harsh, eh?
Yeah, that's pretty
It's a
hard.
harsh decision. I kind of rely on what you guys have said in remote viewing that you know Elon Musk we saw was pretty good stuff. There was an underlying creepiness of
Yeah.
some sort because he wants to put us all in AI. He figures that's our future anyway.
You know what? I have a funny feeling there's something about that he's not saying, though. That's not really what's going on, that he's saying that. I got a funny feeling that's not really what's happening, though.
You
No,
mean,
that really won't happen.
he's moving ahead with his human trials.
Right.
So
I'm not sure what is going on. It's just that it's not what we think. I keep
the
getting
problem
ready.
with this, the problem I have is that when once you're connected, right,
Right.
you're hackable. You've made yourself
Yeah,
into like
basically.
we're hackable now,
Oh, yeah.
but you're taking it up to that next level
I
of
certainly
being
will not be
hackable.
doing it.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
that's the problem I have with it is you're hackable by um, short range and long range technologies. So no,
And yeah, it looks like he thinks that we're going there anyway. We better get ahead of it and control it, or we're doomed.
yeah, but we have to figure out some way to keep it outside of us.
Right. Yeah, I don't want anything in. I've already, you know, thought about that. It's like, nope. I won't even let him do a regular operation for anything I have. If it came down to the big C or whatever, I would still not have an operation because I don't trust him that much.
No, don't go in their system for that. That holistic cures have worked much better and have generally the prognosis is the rest of your life instead of 5 years.
Right.
So the rest of your life is much better than 5 years. Yeah, a lot of it seems to have to do with alkalinity lifestyle. You change all
Mhm.
that up, and yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, Marlena,
I have a
good to see you.
hydrogen water maker, so I'm
And
happy.
if I didn't say off the hook, hi to you. Hello, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yeah,
Emerson,
yeah,
Lake and Palmer, brain salad surgery. Boy, the more things change, the more things stay the same.
yeah. We know enough now not to have to, like, I will, unless it's trauma, like some type of if I break my arm or need stitching up. That's the only reason I'll go into the medical system at the moment. Other than that, there's tons of alternative treatments available. So they'll probably put two blue boxes under this video, one for weather, climate change, and one for holistic healing.
Those blue boxes, you got to check those facts.
Yeah,
He's making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out. He's tuning into your device. Old Klaus
yeah,
Schwab is looking in
yeah.
on you.
There's the wellness center that I'm hooked up with right now for healthcare. I haven't used it, but if I need a doctor, that's where I'll be going. They don't have trauma centers yet, and I wish they would get them, but that'd be quite an expense. They have to become more popular, and more people have to be using a system like that, getting off the
Mhm.
regular system, and it costs extra money, right? You're going to pay, $10 a month to be on their system.
Mhm.
So
Well, heck, $10 a month, really, that's like almost Amazon Prime.
yeah, yeah, it is quite cheap. I don't know what you guys pay quite a lot for healthcare, hundreds of
We
dollars,
pay
right,
through
a
the
year.
nose. Yeah,
Yeah.
horrible.
Like up here, we pay it through our taxes. It's a certain percentage. I think it's around five, something like that. Um, that's on top of all the other taxes. So we're paying, more than that anyway, like for your health care for sure.
Yeah.
And it's not really a huge expense. It's like $120 a month. And they have different plans, of course. What the plans do is they give you discounts on their supplements. What they do is they
Mhm.
have supplementation instead of all the petroleum based chemical ones. So, yeah, it's a much better system.
I really hope that we do have, I had this, was talking about this on my show a long time ago, but there is some technology that the elites are using that's not the med bed, but it's based on light. It's, and I can't think of what it's called right now, but I do have some information on that. And they are opening up centers as they can afford to do it. But it was under wraps by the military for a long time.
Hmm.
And it was what the elites were using to stay healthy.
Hmm.
Although there was a routine along with that, and it did have to do with alkaline and that sort of thing. So it's questionable whether it was entirely the machine or whether it was also the lifestyle change, which I can tell you right now, since I
Yeah,
got off of sugar and wheat, has been a huge change.
yeah. Chloe had cancer. She took the surgery, but didn't take the therapies, all the other extra stuff.
Good for
I
her.
hope you're doing. Yeah, I'm sure she's doing well because she hasn't complained about it. I believe it was back in 2012. Okay.
Well, good for her because
Awesome. Yeah.
I certainly I would be using everything else, but the poison. I may
Yeah.
be trying
Me too.
everything else first, and I'm
Jupiter.
not sure I would let them cut me either. Last
Yeah,
time,
I think they just cut out the cancerous area and then she healed herself. That'd be the way to go, really. even though the cancer would be like the cancerous cells would be released into your bloodstream after the surgery,
Yeah.
with cleansing and that, you could take care of it. Yeah.
I had that scare when I had breast lumps, and I didn't go for it. I went for the lifestyle change,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
shrunk the tumors. And
Turkey tail mushroom is supposed to be very good for that as well.
so I'm not giving any medical advice. So we wouldn't even dream of doing that on this show.
I have heard that it's good for that. If you want to try that, it's pretty much a fast-acting solution.
I have it in my mushrooms that I'm eating.
I have some in my coffee right now. I have turkey tail mushroom.
Yeah.
And because it doesn't have much flavor. There's not much flavor to it.
Not really. Let me see if I can find what's on here.
Yeah, the claim is it'll clear up digestive problems, help with balancing gut biome, cleansing liver, kidney, and other organs, and also has effects on tumors.
Okay, I got dozen mushroom, immune support.
Yeah.
Agaricus, chaga, maitake, reishi, cordyceps, inokatake, missimia, turkey tail, lion's mane, agaricon, shiitake, artist cork.
That's got a good complete mix. That's nice.
And it's only about $20 and change.
Yeah.
You can get it from Amazon. There are people who are selling a similar mixture that my friend Jason got, and he paid $40 and got maybe half as much.
Yeah.
So this is a bargain. But yeah, with that many things in it, I mean that's pretty powerful.
That's pretty complete. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well, does it have? Yes, it certainly does. Yeah, just about every kind of mushroom that does anything except the psychoactive. Yeah. And I know that'll disappoint some people. None of the psychoactive ones, but
urine therapy. Yeah, I've heard one of the friends, Danny brought up urine therapy. One of the friends of Santos was said to have crystallized his urine to take it, which is a pretty decent way. It's like urine is like a purified vitamin, pretty much.
Yeah, Paul uses that. He does that.
Yeah.
Not crystallizing it, but yeah. I guess that is an old-timey thing that we're too frou-frou.
Well, it is a cure-all. It's an antibiotic. It's
Well, I mean, the old-timers will say if you're stuck with nothing out, no antiseptic, nothing like that, you can just pee on a wound.
Yeah.
And it'll be antiseptic because it's got to be antiseptic through there.
Yeah.
You know what? The strangest thing, too, is finding out that inside a snake's mouth is also an antiseptic area, or however that works.
Oh, yeah?
Somehow snakes, and I guess it would have to be, and the very strong antiseptic in the buzzards that pee on their own legs because they're walking through.
Yeah, what about
stuff?
stings from jellyfish?
Yeah.
Micro mushrooms taken daily does something to the mind. I hope so.
I hope so too.
I like microdosing. That's awesome. With magic mushrooms, that's a fun thing to do.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we'd be interested in that, Chloe. What you did to help cure your C. That's cool.
Yeah, we want to hear.
Lifestyle change, I imagine.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah. Yeah. So Danny does practices urine therapy herself, which I do not do myself, but I promote it because I know it's good for you. But I am trying to find a way to crystallize it and maybe put it in pill form. So that's my hope.
Wow.
Here's a good one: the science of urine therapy, in that link she left. I'll have to
Wow.
look at it later.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. Because, yeah, Paul has talked about this for a while. And of course, most people are too squeamish to even try that. I've tried
yeah,
that. I didn't notice any difference
yeah.
for myself, but maybe I didn't need that.
It might be a long-term thing. I don't know.
I don't know. You know what has made a difference? Strangely enough, is beets and beet tops
Oh yeah,
has made a big difference. I would recommend. Yeah, he has noticed it, and I have too. He saw the difference in me, and then he started doing it. He was taking a beetroot supplement, and it didn't seem to be
yeah.
doing much of anything. But he saw me getting better. I was having just the regular beets, the real
Hmm.
beets. But
Probably very good for blood.
yeah, they are, and that's what I was thinking is that somehow in the supplements sometimes they lose power. Maybe. And in my case, though, yeah, definitely, I would say I've noticed the difference since I started taking them endurance wise. Because one of the problems I was having, and I still am working on it, is getting back my endurance.
Yeah,
So that can be kind of rough.
yeah. A lot of walking is good for people if your knees are okay. I don't know how your knees and that are.
Yeah. My knees are not that bad because I didn't go for the jogging trend.
That's good.
It's funny because I was telling people back when they were telling us to jog, I'm there like, wait a minute. Everything they tell us is good for us is going to turn around and bite us in the butt. So I wonder, and then I thought, yeah, joints going to affect. Now everybody's got knee problems and joint problems from jogging through those days, and hip
Mm.
problems, and they're
Yeah.
getting they're getting it replaced with plastic.
Hi, Jojo. Hi, not no.
So obviously, I was right about that. I didn't go for that. I either would go for a brisk walk or maybe a run or a hike, but I would
Yeah,
never do the jogging thing. I'm so
yeah.
glad.
I'm a hiker.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
hiker, definitely. Hiking is good for you, very good for you. Get out there and do it when you can.
Yep. Yep.
And
Good exercise going up and down those little hills and stuff.
oh yeah, I wish I could do it. I can't do it with a. I'm working on it, but I can't do it with a
You'll get
walker.
there. Yeah, you'll get there.
But I'm working on it. I haven't given up. I am much better though. I gotta say, my back pain is less. My swelling is less. I had terrible swelling. I think most of it was something a lot of people don't think of. But when I grew up, we had amalgam fillings, and they started breaking. When they started breaking, that's when I started getting sick. I keep wondering when I started having all the dental work, when I started getting sick, and then when they broke, then I really got sick. It started with the swelling
Yeah.
thing. I think, and I know people who have uh, literally died of heavy metal damage from their amalgam fillings. So if you're
Mm.
old enough to have
Yeah.
amalgam fillings, Paul had his all taken out and replaced.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. A lot of mercury in some of those.
that requires a special procedure, though. It's very, very toxic. They have to protect you and also the doctor, the dentist.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
when they're working on that, it's very, very toxic. Extremely toxic. Now imagine that. That's in your mouth.
Hmm.
Now, it's amazing we live through all that. We must be really resilient as humans to live through all this crap they're doing.
Yeah, I think they expected a lot of it to have a bigger effect,
Yeah,
but we keep adapting, I
yeah, we
think.
keep adapting. We're adapters. That's one thing we really do.
Yeah, we do that well.
We can do that. Yeah, I'm uh, I'm amazed that I'm alive. Some of the things I've been exposed to, it's like,
Yeah,
what the heck business have I got being alive?
yeah, you guys need to operate like even your food, like you guys need to get your food more like ours. Ours could be better too, but the crap they put in your food is just ridiculous.
Oh God, it is. It's horrible.
I I can't believe the difference. Like if I went out of the States, I don't think I'd be able to survive. I'd be sicker than a
You
dog in no
probably
time.
would. I am
Yeah.
very careful. Like I told you, I get my eggs. They're duck eggs.
Mm,
They're not
yeah.
hen eggs anymore. I found a farmer.
Yeah, I get hen eggs, but they're from a farm, so
Mhm,
they're mostly brown too, off white or brown.
mhm. Mine are duck, and the yolks are different.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Oh, totally different taste.
mhm,
Like the ones from the store have no flavor
mhm.
at all.
Very
You know.
bland. Mhm.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. It took my wife a little bit to get used to. You know, when you get the farm fresh eggs, they totally taste different.
And also the color. The color on the egg I ate today was as orange as I hope Joe's new uniform is going to be.
Right.
It was orange as all get out. So I'm kind of fighting back in my own little way. I'm growing some of my own food in my home. I have no garden, but I have an indoor garden I'm working on,
Yeah.
and some of it is kind of hydro. I'm experimenting with hydroponics. I got the purslane in with the fishes in the fish tank, and it's growing great. So it makes a great aquatic plant. Put the
Cool.
root,
It's like water. I like watercress. Is it anything like
I've
that?
got watercress growing, but it is not fully an aquatic plant. I found out, unfortunately, the hard way.
Oh, okay.
I tried using it, and it didn't really work. It's started to deteriorate real easy. Purslane's a lot tougher roots, and if the fishes chew on them, it doesn't mind.
Hmm.
So, it's
Cool.
just really
That is
tough,
cool.
hardy weed. What I'm also doing is I got some of those, are they Vietnamese, Japanese, whatever it is, those special yams are that are yellow inside and really, really healthy. I got a hold of some of them and and some of them were sprouting and I have planted the sprouts. So we'll see how that goes. But the vines are going crazy and they love it. Being
Yeah,
fertilized with fish water.
that's
So I'm
awesome.
literally pumping out the
So,
fish water and watering my plants with the pumped out fish water, which is basically fertilizer. And
yeah, it
is
is.
basically a little bit like hydroponics, but not quite.
Yeah, yeah. I use fish emulsion in my hydroponic system when I grow.
Mhm.
So it's the same thing, pretty much.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
getting great
that's a
results.
great system.
I have
Yeah.
put beets in a pot, and all I did was I just got some beets from the farmer and cut the tops off because I always buy beets with tops because the tops are really good for you. And I then I cut that little sliver off the top, and I put the top of the beet root in the soil, just on top of the soil, and spread some soil over it. And I did that Saturday, and today is what, Sunday? They're already throwing
Hmm.
up shoots.
Nice.
It's like overnight. I'm like, oh, we're
I
doing
got uh,
good. Yeah, we're going to be.
I got all my stuff ready to grow spinach. I like spinach and mustard.
Oh, you
Those are
know
good
what?
ones.
You're gonna like beet tops. It tastes like
Give them a
spinach.
try. I'll give them a try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try beet tops. It's a lot like the taste is a lot like spinach, but they got these long stems.
Bye,
You got to cook
Marlena.
longer.
Thanks for dropping by.
So you got to cook the stems longer, but they taste a lot like spinach, and I love them. And I always buy beets with the tops. But anyway, but I'm talking about cutting just a little bit off of the root, off the very
Yeah,
top of the root, and they're already sprouting like the next day. So I'm
that's
like
awesome.
amazed. I'm like, wow, I really want to grow. But I guess if they're not poison, then they want to grow. It's not that hard.
Right.
The way the system is designed is the plants go into the ground and then they grow.
Yeah. Give them some good earth and some good light and water, and they're fine, right?
I got organic soil from the store, and then I took some of Paul's soil from his yard. I had him bring me some,
Yeah.
which is very good soil. And we got good soil here in Ohio. We got farmland, very good soil.
Yeah.
I wish they quit ruining it with chemical shit, though. But we have good soil because it's the Ohio Valley, and of course, a lot of good soil was dumped here from the glaciers and whatever. But
Yeah.
so I mix it because there are bioorganisms in the soil that you need. So the soil you get from the store is usually sanitized. So you have to replace that. And just warning to anybody, if you really want to grow stuff, get some decent real soil from outside that's got the um, different bacteria and stuff in
Yeah.
it.
Microbiome.
Yeah, and mix that with your soil to give your
Yeah.
soil what it needs, and then it's like I've done that, and everything's grown like crazy. And of course,
Cool.
I'm very complimentary of the fairy folks and the elementals, so I'm sure they're helping me. That's the funny part. I'm sure
Green.
they're helping.
So I think Chloe's seen a green egg. That's probably got a high copper content. That's really cool.
Green eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I do have to say, let's see. Eggs will turn green when they hit aluminum.
Neat.
And that
That could
is,
be aluminum then, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know that is why. But I do
Yeah.
know that they will turn green. You will have green eggs and ham, like Sam I am. And a lot of times it's in the military setting because they put them in those or in like a luncheon setting, they put them in those great big aluminum pans and they turn green. I've seen it happen.
I haven't seen that. No.
I have seen it. So
That's
because,
bizarre.
went to the soup kitchen and got scrambled eggs, green eggs and ham. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd get that checked, but it may be something normal. It may be okay.
Yeah, it might be fine. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure though. I would want to know why.
Yeah,
But,
it'd be good to know why they're green every once in a while.
Yeah, if they've been exposed to aluminum somehow. I have iron pans. This is why I have iron. One of the reasons I have iron pans. I've spoken of it before. My grandma had iron pans. She lived a long time.
Yeah, I use iron myself.
She only got sick after she got rid of those. She was talked into getting rid of those pans.
Yeah, we do mean the shell.
And those pans, just if you've got kids or grandkids or whatever, it's like in 100 years, it's strange to think in 100 years, if we're still cooking over fire, over heat like we are, those pans will still be useful. That you will never have to replace iron pans. They're totally, fine.
Yeah.
They'll be fine forever. They'll be the only pans you'll ever need once you get those. And I watch people keep having to replace their nonstick pans, and they're
Yep.
exposed to all of the Teflon and plasticizers and whatever else. And then the aluminum in the pan underneath that, and the binder and the crap, all that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They used to make deep or pressure cookers out of aluminum. Can you imagine how much aluminum that would drive into the food?
Oh, God, yeah. That's right. They did.
Yeah.
My mom's was not, fortunately, but yeah. And,
yeah.
you know,
But yeah, they were a cheap one, and they were promoted as healthy because it's you're steaming the food, right? But
right.
little did they know you're just steaming aluminum right in there.
Oh, yeah, and that's just great for Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Wonderful for Alzheimer's.
Well,
I don't know. I think really that's part of the reason I am so suspicious and made me the conspiracy realist that I am today, is that I've lived long enough to see them lie to us and give us things that and promote things that are obviously making us sick.
yeah, every solution they have to the problems always makes
Worse.
things worse, always make us sicker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, according to their models, we should be living underwater with no trees, no oil,
Mm-hmm.
with acid rain coming down on us. And it's
Yeah, and dying of radiation and
yeah,
et cetera, on down the line and bullshit.
yeah,
Yeah, they scared us. Well, they scare you so that you are in a constant low-level fight or flight, so that
right from the fuel crisis right on.
Right.
They started with the
That brings
fuel
you
crisis,
down.
then the tree crisis, and then then the acid rain crisis, and then the flooding crisis. Oh man, everything was a crisis, constant crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Constant crisis, and then people are scared. And I mean, they told us. I mean, this is a horrible thing to do to kids.
Mm-hmm.
There, is that right from jump? We were convinced that we were all going to die in nuclear,
and it was all your fault.
Yeah. And once it wasn't, that wasn't working so well, then it had to be
Queen Peachy.
Other things, all this other stuff. But yeah, it's like if there's always so in the back of our minds, there's always a lion in the room with us.
Yeah.
Waiting to eat us, so to speak. Which means we're not going to be as well as we need to be. We're supposed to be, you know what? And then I had people laugh at me when I said, I was on another panel, and I said something I thought was pretty innocuous. I said, well, I feel like if you're not drinking pure water, if you're not purifying your water and you don't have some way to do that, you're actually hurting yourself. And I would think that'd be self-evident, but people argued with that, and they said, "Well, I got somebody who's been drinking. I'll drink right out of the hose, and I know somebody who doesn't do that, and they live to be 80-something." Well, do you realize in the Bible it says
but what was their health like, and how much better could their health have been?
Right.
You just gotta, right?
We're supposed to be 150.
Yeah.
According to the Bible, it's given to a man to live 150 years, and we're not even in it. We're like half that.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? If they thought that was a reasonable lifespan at that time,
Bring us like bugs, yeah.
So what happened here? 150 years. So if you're not living 150 years, you've been killed.
I think it was 120, but yeah, we'll give it that.
I thought it was 150, but
all right,
I'm not
seeker
sure.
of truth. Have a good day. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, if if you're not taking care of all of the things,
Yeah.
you're not undoing all of the
You
bullshit that they're doing.
well, you
In
have to
the,
take care of the temple, right?
right, exactly.
That's number one job, right? Take care of the temple.
Hmm.
You
Well,
have to
if you
clean the
want to live
temple,
there,
maintain the temple. Yeah, exactly.
hmm, you want to live on this plane of existence, you can move to another plane of existence.
Yeah, that's pretty easy to
Yeah,
do.
that's easy. You might not want to do
You
that
know,
though, because you
yeah,
came with a reason.
well, yeah, the process of getting there can be either half decent or it can be crappy, right? You know,
Hmm.
if some people spend, 10, 15 years getting there, suffering all the way, right? Do you want to do that?
Suffering all the way, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
And being infirm and disabled in your old age and being in a hospital, dying in a hospital bed, no
yeah.
way.
Not knowing who you are because you've given yourself Alzheimer's from aluminum.
Yeah, for me, you know what? Somebody gave me some McDonald's, and they've told me that they've cleaned up McDonald's, and I
Bullshit.
ate a little bit. I ate like one
Well,
McGriddle, and I got
BS. I don't
such
believe it.
heartburn.
I don't believe it. Yeah. No, I wouldn't believe it.
Bull pucky. They didn't clean up anything. They didn't do anything
I
there.
was just watching a little clip on their fries, right? They use russet potatoes,
Hmm.
and there's a particular beetle or something or a worm that can infest them, and that gives them dark marks. So they can't have that. So they have to spray them heavily with chemicals
Hmm.
to stop that from happening. Like on russet potatoes, you open them up and they have little dark marks through them sometimes. That's
Hmm.
caused by a little parasite or a bug. So yeah, no, I really highly doubt that they have improved their food any. I really
No,
doubt that.
no, I still won't eat it. I still give it away. Anybody gives me that, I give it right away again. Oh,
I would
you want it?
no, I won't even touch it. No,
Mm-mm, no.
no,
There is like once a month. Most of my food is from me. I make
yeah,
myself. And the food is from people. Most of it is from people I know.
yeah, yeah.
And soon it'll be from me.
We have a well, it's called Lococos because it's local, hence Lococos, but
Hmm.
it's local farmers' produce and stuff. They do fly in stuff, obviously, because we're in Canada and we can't grow everything all year. But a lot of the
Hmm.
fruits are like winter fruits that they have,
Hmm.
like a lot of melons that last a long time and stuff like that. And they're all just grown around here.
Do you know that this is mind-boggling? But there are places where they know how to make fresh fruit last 6 months.
Hmm.
And it's with the baking of these. They put them in these clay and mud bowls and seal them with mud.
Oh yeah,
And they are fresh. I guess they're just as fresh as when they were picked 6 months later.
yeah. I think I've seen that. I think I've seen
Just put them
some.
in a cool place. And
Yeah,
I'm like, wow. Well, you know what? I can tell you how to make things last longer. It's just the opposite of what everybody got it in their mind that, oh no, don't wash vegetables. You'll make them rot faster. And your fruits and vegetables, you'll make them rot.
I spray them with colloidal silver. They last a long time.
You know what? That's a good idea because I was going to say that's just the wrong thing. If you wash them good, and I either give
You
them a
tell me.
shock or I dip them in. I put a little bit of white vinegar in the water and soak them, and that
Yeah,
kills a bunch of stuff off. And they last far longer. They like
yeah,
everybody's like surprised that I still have the grapes from last month. Yeah. So I have cabbage in there that.
yeah. Because they grow fungus on them, right? So you got to wash the fungus
Hmm.
off. And what I do is I wash them and then I spray them with colloidal silver, and that keeps
Yeah,
all the fungus off of them and
colloidal
kills
silver
any
would be
that's
yeah,
on there.
would be
Yeah,
another way.
yeah. It's
And
actually silver and gold, but
mhm.
yeah.
Of course, for me, since I am not making that, and I wish I was, I really got to figure that out one day, how to get that
You can
going.
you can just buy a generator. They're about $100.
I know. I'm not going to do that, though.
I
I'm
just
not
put
going to be
mine
able to do
together.
that.
That's all.
Yeah,
I just
I'm
put
gonna
mine
do it like
together with,
you. I'm gonna put
you
it
know,
together. Yeah.
try to get like 99.9%. Get the 49 gold, silver.
Is it
Uh,
just yeah, that's the trick, is getting the right kind of silver and gold to do that.
well, just make sure it's got 4 9s in it, so it's 99.99% pure.
Yeah, where right now it's not easy. Well, they have
Well, almost if you can buy Canadian gold or silver, it's 99.99 all the way up. Like we really don't make anything but.
cool. Of course, I
Yeah,
expect that'll be fun to try and it'll probably be really fun to pay the postage on.
I'm sure
But
you could buy Canadian silver from down in the States. There's probably some
somewhere.
around. Yeah, go to a pawn
Mhm.
shop.
What are your coins that are pure silver? Do you have them still?
Yeah, I got a bunch of them.
Okay,
I'll
so
show you.
which coins are they?
Oh,
I'll look
that
for
are
'em.
in circulation. No, no, not in circulation.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, no. Those
Because I
are all
was going to
gone.
say, if there's anything left, I might be able to find that. But
There are a few still in circulation. If you go through quarters, like I've got a bunch of quarters that are silver,
yeah,
but
they
some of them
pretty
are only
much,
some of them. But depending on the year, they're partially silver. So
yeah.
you have to be careful with that too. And it's not 99.99.
I've looked into that. I've looked into that, unfortunately, and
Yeah.
jewelry and different things
Hold on a
because
second.
I used to be lapidary and jewelry smith and be able to get silver. It's way different now.
Yeah,
Getting
you
trying
can
to get
get.
silver,
Oops. Yeah.
way different than it used to be.
Yeah, you should be able to get bars like this from a trader. Like they're international. You can go to. There's exchanges too, money exchanges and stuff. Sometimes they have silver from other countries. Pawn shops. The shops that buy gold and silver. They often have 99% pure silver. So you can go to
Um,
those gold caching places. They sell it too. They don't just take it in. So you can go there. That's where I got
somewhere,
mine. That's where I
somewhere
got
I got
mine.
the edible cake decoration type silver and gold, and I can't find it right now, but
Yeah.
I got that, and I figure it might be just enough to be able to pull off the, if I fold it up and, but it's, that stuff is so thin, it's like onion skin thin.
Yeah, it's not a lot to work with. So,
No,
but maybe you could make a string out of it and suspend it in the water.
that's what I was thinking. Is
Yeah,
there's got to be, where there's a will, there's a way to be made
I'm
beneficiary.
sure.
So
I'm sure.
yeah, that's what they tell me. Although I've never had it like that, but
Yeah,
you know, that's another thing. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. I've got water purification. You know what I did,
yeah.
and I feel very smart, and I really would suggest this too because it's cool. I have put up a string of lights, and I found them. I found it on Temu, but you can get them wherever.
String of
Solar
lights.
solar lights,
Okay.
and they're like string lights. And I'm putting them all over my place, and I'm just putting the solar panel in the window. I'm going to tape it
Uh-huh.
to the window and just let it, and it seems like it's working.
Cool.
So I'm going to
Well,
have lights pretty much all over the place like that, solar lights, so
okay.
that I don't have to really use hardly my electric except to cook.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get spotlights, you can get all kinds of lights, solar lights now, really cheap. So I think we need to take advantage of that when we can.
Yeah. As long as they're off the grid, I wouldn't mind it because the flicker rate. That's what they'll generally be LED lights on those strings, which is okay as long as they're off the grid
Off
because
grid.
they can. Yeah, because they
Well,
can.
solar is off grid, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So that should be fine. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying is get yourself solar lighting of all kinds and stick them
yeah.
in a window.
You
It
can
costs
you,
very little.
you can make an earth battery. You just get some dirt, put it in 6 containers. Put it's a nickel covered nail or something, and a copper piece of copper in the other side, and you'll get a positive and negative pole. You do that running through the 6 little earth battery jars, and you can power an LED for months. Put some water in there, and yeah, you can power an LED for months. I made one and put it out the back of my buddy's house, and every once in a while we go over and look. It ran for about 3 months without us doing anything to it. We could have gone out and put more water in it, and a little more salt or vinegar or something to start the chemical reaction again. But yeah, it ran for months, just doing nothing to it. We wanted to see how long it would run. So yeah,
That's amazing, and there you go. It's not free, but it's almost free.
almost free. Yeah, a little bit of dirt, some containers. Yeah,
So I'm working on having as little electric consumption as I can in a place like this.
yeah.
I need to know more about wiring so I can get most of my lighting on the solar, so that I can
Well,
switch it to solar.
yeah. If it's low voltage, you can just use. There's wire tape you can use, like actual tape. You pretty much tape to your wall and run lines that way.
Hmm.
It's like like a thick tape, but you
Yeah,
just run it
yeah.
along the walls. You can run up to 12 volts through it, and you won't even be up that high.
You're talking about you can run volts through the tape?
It's got 2 wires embedded in it.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's got a positive and a negative wire that run along it, and you just tape it to the wall. And
Well,
you're running really low voltage stuff, so it won't be a problem.
yeah. Gosh. Yeah, I gotta look that up.
Yeah,
Have you heard of electroculture? That's new to
yeah,
me,
yep, yep.
but I'm thinking of trying that next.
Yeah, get some copper and stick it in the ground there with a
Make
loop
it
on
in
the
a little
top.
cone. You make it in
Yeah,
a cone shape.
tried. Do you? Okay.
They're selling the cones on
Oh,
Temu.
to put over the plant. You put
No,
it
they're
over the plant
no to
or just
shape the
beside it?
wire, to shape the wire in a cone spiral.
Oh, okay.
They're giving you a
Hmm.
little pattern that you can wrap the wire around the cone spiral in exactly the shape you need to
Awesome.
do that. So I'm
Yeah,
thinking of doing that. I'm thinking of getting, because they're cheap.
yeah.
They're really cheap.
Give it a try.
And I'm like, if I can get the copper, why the heck not? Try that. I mean, and okay, now your device. I want to help you with your device. I don't want to steal your device exactly. I would like to make one for myself. But if I can find a way to make it, then I'm sure that we can make lots of them if once I get it down to a science. But now
Mhm.
I need to know a few things about that. When you make your device with your battery, you say you can use a AAA.
You could try it with a AAA. Yeah.
Have you tried it? What have you tried it with?
No, I use the 12 volts. I like the higher voltage.
How do
I haven't
you
tried.
would a double A would be higher, right? So I could try it with a
No,
double A.
it'd be a
Oh no,
lower voltage.
it'd be lower.
I'm using 12 volt. These little 12 volt cells. Oh, that's not one. Well, it is one of them, but it's wrapped.
Darn. Because
Yeah, but Mark the Arc Spark there, he made a device around his head and used a AAA, and he seemed to get some effect of it. So it
well, I'm
should
gonna
work.
try
It
that.
should work to some. Yeah, it should work.
How about
You don't have to get these batteries. Try different things. That's like and
how do
for
I tell if
stealing
it's
it.
working?
Um,
You'll feel
I don't
better?
know if you, yeah, If you ever
That's
get
all.
attacked, like if you ever get attacked and have a headache starting, try it on.
Hmm.
See if it helps.
Does
Toothaches.
it? Okay, now the main thing is the wire needs to be touching the negative pole.
Yeah.
And I think I can figure out how to do that. I think I can make this even fashionable.
Yeah.
And it has to go
Yeah. I've
around
been.
your head and touch your temples, right?
Yeah. It just has to touch your temples.
Does it
Yeah. You
have
can
to
put it in
be
a.
in
You
any
can put it in a
particular shape?
bandana. Hmm. Oh, the only particulars of it was having a circle of copper over the temples. However you get it there, and have that grounded.
Could it be
And
a
however
circle
you.
all the way around your head like a circlet?
Yeah. Could I do that? Actually, I have that on my hat. It doesn't work quite as well.
Doesn't work as well. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's better
I
to
have
have a
different
half
ones.
circle.
Well, it's better to have the circles on your temple. Now, if you can get them there in a hat, you might be able to just loop it,
Well, that's
just
what I was
twist it
thinking
into a
is
loop.
I was thinking of making like a circlet
Yeah,
and having
just
the loops come down over your temples and doggone if maybe that isn't what they were doing in Tartaria in
possibly, yeah.
Atlantis. Because maybe
Yeah,
that's exactly why they
just
had
have to
all of that.
cut a little slit into the hat, and you could poke the loop through, and the hat would sit just above your temples, so you could
So you
position it
don't
right
need the
above the
whole wire
temples.
touching you, just those little loops
Just those loops.
on your
Yeah,
temple.
as far as
Cool.
I know, yeah.
I can
So
do
I
that.
do need some experimental evidence. So people trying, somebody else trying it would help.
I don't suppose I could use coated wire though. Tarnish resistant wire.
Oh yeah, I think you could.
You could?
I try it.
Okay.
I
I
would say
mean,
try it.
because I got some
Right now
jewelry
we're just
wire.
trying. Right now I'm just trying different things. Right. So
I got
I've,
jewelry wire that's coated with silver.
yeah,
It's copper coated with silver, and then there's some kind of stuff on top of it to keep it from tarnishing.
yeah. Give it a try.
So I could make jewelry out of that would look really cool and maybe make a trend. So it has to go around your head. Does it have to go around your head in any like does it have to go around the back? Can it go around the front?
Don't know. Don't know any particulars about that part of it.
Can it go
That's
over
where
your head like
that's where
headphones? Or
I'm the only one that's really tried it. So
okay,
uh,
I'll work with it.
yeah.
See, I tell you what, you got my email. You can also have my phone number. I don't know. Do I have your? I don't think I have.
I have your phone number.
Yeah, if you can afford it. If not, I don't know how that works with
Hmm.
but we might be able to just text or something without calling.
Yeah.
But we'll work on it, and I'll be glad to work on that as another side project with you. That I've already got the materials. It's not like the other one where I'm waiting forever
Yeah,
for.
I've got a friend working on a necklace type style because that works as well.
Oh, it works
On
around your neck, a necklace.
for different things, yeah. It does help with the headaches and teeth, but only to a certain
Are
extent.
you
But it
talking
does
about
help.
the one with the braised? What do they call that? The
Well, sometimes you need extra grounding too, So I found I've had to go up to almost 5 batteries to get the
because
charge to come off of me. So this is another device that I use as well.
all
I
my
also have.
jewelry that I've been making lately is silver coated
All right,
copper.
Steve. Oh, hi, Steve.
I've
Yeah,
been making silver
and
coated copper jewelry. I've been
I
wrapping
make
the
these.
stones and making the
Huh,
links like a chain.
yeah, just put a battery to it. Put a
Oh
battery in there.
wow. Yeah, also
Even a dot battery might work. I'm not sure. You know those little round disc batteries.
yeah.
Problem I have with them is isolating the negative from the positive. But because they wrap around you, the positive actually wraps around the whole outside of it, and then
Hmm.
the negative is in the center of that. So it's
That
quite
would be
difficult to
very
separate.
easy to
But in
do
a piece of
though.
jewelry, you would be able to do it quite easy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just
I'm
don't have
gonna
the.
have it
I don't
marked.
have a lot of jewelry equipment at the moment. My daughter does, though.
I do. I have jewelry equipment. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I
My
haven't
daughter
made
had a
any in a
small
while, but now
business.
this is a reason to make some.
Be right back.
Okay, I'll be working on this. This is something I'm going to work on and I'll make it stylish.
I don't know. I thought mine was pretty styling.
It's styling.
I thought what
Show
I
it
made was
off.
pretty styling. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is pretty cool.
You know,
But yeah,
it's
it
lightweight.
don't look bad.
It's lightweight. You don't have to.
Yeah,
You know.
makes people wonder if what that is. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, does he have a head injury or?
Yeah.
I don't
Is
really
he
care
mental?
what they think, though.
Yeah.
Frankly, I was
Well, yeah.
thinking a
When I'm.
sporty headband. You can make a sporty headband and completely almost hide it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I thought of doing that. There's other ways too. Put or fabric around it. It just looks like like a sweatband.
Yeah, like a do-rag or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could put it into a bandana and make it look like a do-rag. It's just, yeah, there's so many ways you could hide that
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
not have it be weird looking.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
If it
I
can
just
go
wear.
around the front of my head, I'm going to make a tiara, and then I'm going to try if
Yeah.
I can go over my head, then yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Try
Does it?
different
Well,
things.
try it. I mean, you've got it that it goes around the back of your head. Have you tried it like over the top of your head? Can you put them on like that?
I
Does it
imagine you
fit?
could. Right
Have you
now, I'm just
tried it?
experimenting to see. Like I've only had it for about a week, so I'm just experimenting with the effectiveness of it at the moment.
Because I'm
Uh,
thinking if you put it on like your headphones, nobody would even notice.
yeah. Yeah. That's possible. Although more slide, like that's why I use the ears because that'll keep it in place better.
Yeah.
Just on, you could actually hide it in a pair of
Oh,
headphones.
you could. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's another idea I had. Just
That's what
get
I
a
was
little
thinking.
little cheap set of headphones and just wire it up that way.
Mhm.
That'd be easy to do.
It wouldn't take that much.
Yeah,
If we can use the lithium batteries, that would be cool. I don't like lithium though, but if we can use rechargeable batteries, that would be nice. So
yeah,
somehow.
give it a try. I haven't tried that. I tried a 9 volt, but I don't have a charger for a 9 volt
What I'm gonna
rechargeable. So
what I'm gonna try the
maybe
9
I'll
volts are the
continue with
square
that.
ones, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, 9 volts are the square ones. Um, but you like the 12 volts. Gosh, where am
I'm
I
just,
gonna find
yeah.
it?
A 9 volt's hard to put in like a hat. I tried it in a hat.
That's
That's a
kind
little
of
hard.
big.
The 12 volts work much better for that.
Okay.
And it does seem the more voltage you have, the more effective it is. That's another component of it too.
Well, I know that I like wearing my copper jewelry.
Yeah.
I made a copper bracelet that's flexible out of links. I made them into links so that they're not, just a stiff copper. They're like linked together so that they're, and I made it sort of so you can just put it on. It doesn't really have a catch. I could make it with a catch, but
Mr. Obvious brings up a good point. NiCad batteries work good with a capacitor. Um, that might be something to try too. Lithium batteries have some snap to them, though. Yeah.
NiCad. Okay, I'll look it up.
Nothing beats an
See
old
what I can
alkaline
get.
battery. That's what I'm using right now, Mr. Obvious.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that I can get, like I said, I can get that. So
I get them from the dollar store, so they're pretty cheap.
yeah, that's where I usually get them. I get them up
They
there.
last just about as long as like an expensive battery. Not
I
much of a
know.
difference.
I gave up on the expensive ones a long time ago.
Yeah, they don't last quite as long, but they're just as good. You only pay 1/10 of the price.
Yeah. But they charge way too much for these so-called expensive batteries, and why?
Yeah.
They're not that much better. So, okay, so we're protecting ourselves. You know what? we're such badasses. We really are. You know, all of this stuff. We're like, yeah, well, we'll do this. We'll
Yeah,
just do that. We'll just do
we'll
this.
be
What the
we'll
heck?
defeat you.
You know,
We'll just change what we do, and we'll defeat you, fuckers.
I
That's
realized at one point that I am happier than a lot of people. I'm happy
yeah,
just being in my home, being away from the old place that was very toxic. Just being in a place that's not toxic, you
yeah.
know.
And people caught up in the system and the entertainment and all that. Caught up in propaganda, caught up in bills.
Mhm.
Their lives, a lot of people's lives just suck, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and they don't even realize that they're doing it to themselves. You know.
I know, and but it's hard if you're working. And I remember when I'm not working right now, but I remember when I was, it was really hard.
Yeah,
It was
yeah. That
everything's
daily
there to make
grind.
you scared. I hate to be
Yeah,
in China where you think wrong and you're in trouble. How
yeah,
long is that going to last before they kill them
yeah.
all?
And then they plaster your face all over town, right?
Right.
That's what they do now,
It's
right? By design.
pretty horrible. I I can't imagine living. I can't imagine that humans could even live like that very long. That their lives would not be long, and maybe that's part of the.
How do they keep up the human spirit? I know that they do, but wow,
Yeah, that's really some kind of experiment in endurance.
it is tough people. You know.
Yeah,
Hi, Lady Spitfire. Good to see you. Can't stay long. That's all right. I got to go pretty soon.
that's
It's
okay.
dinner time.
Yeah, come on up. I'm going to be on later tonight if anybody wants to come. And
Copper fillings will kill toenail fungus. Oh, that's cool.
proper fillings
That's cool.
will kill toenail. I don't have toenail fungus. I never have. I never
No, I've
have.
never had copper fillings either.
Never had copper fillings. Never heard of that. I had amalgam fillings though that were killing
I
me.
don't think anybody called you a fat ass, Lady Spitfire. Oh, maybe Scotty did because he likes the fat asses.
Is he a chubby chaser?
Maybe. I think
Maybe.
Scotty chases everything.
I think Scotty's just a skirt chaser.
Everything and everyone. Yeah,
Mm,
he's a skirt chaser,
so that's okay.
and he's a boob man. We've definitely confirmed that. It seems.
Yep, definitely.
He didn't notice the tail much on the mermaid last night. He noticed her boobs. So
Yep, that's Scotty.
that was a pretty sexy tail, and you didn't even notice it.
Hmm. Yeah, it's odd when a guy's into boobs but not tail.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a little odd, but okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, each to his own, right?
Yeah, each to their own.
It runs, I chase, says Scotty Boy. Copper kills
uh,
slugs. That's a good one to know.
copper kills bugs?
Slugs.
Oh, slugs.
That's a good one.
I was going to say, cool.
Hmm.
Copper kills slugs. That's good. So putting them in with your plants might be a good idea too.
Yeah,
Having
absolutely.
those
And
little copper foil things.
the electroculture thing aspect of it too.
I'm definitely doing that. I
Yeah.
am definitely doing that.
I think it's a good idea.
I'm going
I
to
have
see if they grow more than other plants.
Yeah, I have a bunch of different pots to put stuff in on my windowsill to grow.
I know we're
So
alchemists.
I'm going to try that. I'll try a bunch of different combinations.
Right now I have
And I have
Dollar Tree.
Ormus is really good too. If you put Ormus in
Ormus.
your soil, yeah, sea salt Ormus. I use magnesium to extract it. It really greens up the foliage.
Well,
And it's
doggone.
got,
Yeah, I wish we lived closer because I'd just be buying all this from you. I'd just buy it. rather than try to make every darn thing myself,
Yeah.
I'd just trade with you. I wish it wasn't so hard to get stuff back and forth between us, because I have a feeling. See, you're the kind of guy that I'd want for a neighbor, because we'd always be cooking up something, and then maybe,
Yeah.
and
Blowing
then
up the
maybe,
garage.
yeah, the garages would all be full of experiments, and the neighbors would be wondering what the hell was going on over there, and
What are all those smells coming from that place?
yeah, yeah, that would be. It's hard to be that way in an apartment, so it's like
Yeah.
in my apartment, I'm trying to figure out how to do it so it's not obvious what I'm doing, and because people wonder. It's like they already look at my apartment and like, what is going on here? What But I'm hiding it. I'm just, oh, it's plants. Look at all the pretty plants. It's not a hydroponics operation. It's all the pretty
My
plants.
wife lived in a building and they had to kick out a family because what they'd done is they turned their living room into a garden. They hauled up, a few tons of dirt and thrown it all over the living room and put up some lights and
Oh
had it as their garden.
no,
Yeah.
with
They
nothing,
warped the
just on the
floor.
bare floor.
They warped the floor and there was water dripping through and shit. Oh yeah. It's
Oh
crazy.
my God,
It's crazy. Yeah, they
that's
were growing their own crops.
stupid.
They were growing their own crops. Yeah.
People are so stupid. People are so stupid. They think that that's going to work out somehow. You
Yeah,
know,
chalk works for bugs. Uh, bugs don't like to cross chalk. That's for
well, it
sure.
gets on their little sticky feet.
Yeah, gets in their lungs. They breathe through their legs.
Yeah,
So if it gets in their lungs,
they don't like baby powder, but then again, that stuff's toxic anyway.
yeah,
And we put it on
not.
baby. Yeah, we were giving it for baby powder. Yeah, and it turned
Well, that
out
was only because I thought that was only because it had what was it? Asbestos in it.
asbestos. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you imagine that?
the talc itself, pure talc, isn't that bad for
Talc
you, I
is,
don't think.
well, yeah, but talc isn't even that good, though. It's not that
Not for
great either.
breathing. It's not good for your lungs, that's for sure.
No, it's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like asbestos. My God, when we were kids, I can't believe it. There was asbestos everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
I cannot believe.
It was great. It was fire retardant, right? So
Right. You know what? And in my school, there was metal steps, and they thought that somehow the floors and the steps were all made of metal, and they thought that somehow this was a good idea in case of fire.
hmm.
Well, here's the thing. In a fire, what happens to metal? It heats.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
they made a
Burning
great oven, the spiral staircase on the way down. I'm thinking this
it.
has to be a great oven for some giant, It's like,
You'd be roasted by the time you get to the bottom, eh?
yeah, yeah. That made no sense, and I fell on those steps and that's how I broke my tailbone. Is I fell on them, and they were falling on metal steps is no joke.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm thinking, were people really thinking this through? But then again, they used to give us things like an easy bake oven, which was a plastic stove with a light bulb of sufficient wattage to make it hot enough to cook a small cake.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty awesome.
The plastic stove. I'm like,
Yeah,
that if you put the wrong wattage in there to replace the bulb, then you would, set yourself on fire, melt the stove,
yeah.
whatever.
Well, you're certainly getting some plastic in that food for sure. You
Definitely.
cooking it up like that, yeah.
So I'm looking at it. I'm going, wow, how did I survive being a kid back then? We had so much stuff like that.
Yeah, lead paint everywhere, and
Lead paint was everywhere. Yeah. I keep wondering if the lead paint wasn't originally maybe somebody new. I mean, was it protective?
I can't even figure out really the reason to put it in there. Like,
made it last longer, they said.
yeah.
But now this was the really smart thing in Kent here that I found out. They
Hi,
coated
Lady
the.
Spitfire.
They found out that they had coated the inside of the water tank with lead paint.
Yeah.
And then when they went and they looked in there, and then they realized, oh, gee, it needs a paint job. Then they're like, oh, wait a minute, God, this has been lead-based paint all this time. Yeah, they painted the
Wow.
inside of the water tower with lead-based paint. I'm like, oh, that was brilliant.
Yep.
And the
Yeah.
buildings were loaded with asbestos. I mean, in the place I lived was
Yeah.
one of those old buildings. They put asbestos right in the walls. When the walls deteriorate and they're dusty, you're breathing that. I
Yeah.
swear. And then the black mold accumulating in the walls. It was like, I'm like, how did we ever? And then, but if you think that's bad, the Victorians liked this particular shade of green that was caused by
Yeah.
arsenic,
Oh, nice.
and they
Yeah.
would wallpaper their rooms with it.
Oh, yeah. And the mirrors they had to replace all the mirrors in the or Versailles or somewhere because they all had mercury coming off of them or something.
Yeah, it's like, oh, geez.
So
They used to smoke out of lead pipes,
your
pipes
water came
lined
from
with
lead
lead.
pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, water
Yeah.
came
Lead,
from
lead
lead
paint.
pipes.
Lead paint does work well for EMF radiation, but in a water tower, not a good idea. Maybe on the outside.
Well, it was chipping off into the water, and they're oh,
Oh, for
gee, we
sure.
should do something about
Oh, for
that.
sure it was.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And we thought that Kent was weird. I mean, really, I didn't grow up in Kent, but we thought
Yeah.
that Kent was a little weird. Now maybe we know why. Because they've been their water
Yeah.
was full of lead for all the people. We got more schizophrenia here than anywhere I ever saw. I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah. What's a little arsenic between friends, right? That's good.
Yeah, a little arsenic. I,
All right, guys, I gotta cut it off. It's getting late here.
well,
I gotta go for
it was
dinner.
fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
on.
this was lots of fun. Yeah, do work on that. I do not consider it proprietary. I consider it an open and free technology for anyone and everyone to use and try, because yeah, we're at war. It's not
Yeah,
about making
we're
money.
at war, and I also let my secrets out freely. I don't keep them secret, really.
Yeah, yeah. No,
I
we're at war.
help
We just
people
gotta
doing it.
we just gotta get through this. That's all.
Like, I'm not going to tell you how I do the weather. No, I'm going to tell you how I do the weather. I talk nicely to it.
Yeah,
Make it fall in love with me. I know how weird that sounds, but if
yeah.
somebody as technical as Dan
No,
Winter is agreeing, then I think I might
I
be
agree.
on
The,
something.
the love is always the answer.
Hmm.
That's
I
that's
know it
always the
sounds
answer.
weird,
Yeah.
but
All right, guys.
okay.
Until next time, much love. Keep your third eye open. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Love you. Bye bye.